China's stocks were suspended from all trade on Thursday after tumbling more than 7% again this week. So joining us now to discuss how this may impact trading on the tech sector in the U.S. is Eric Schiffer, founder and CEO of Patriarch Private Equity. Eric, great to speak with you today.
Great to see you.
So what does this massive sell-off that we've seen in China and just all of the worries around China and the slowing economy there and the sell-off we're seeing in stocks there, what does it mean for the tech sector here?
Well, I think it's going to impact the tech sector. There's no question. I mean, this is the second biggest economy in the world, so it means big problems. And I think that investors are going to really need to be careful as to what specific companies that they select. There are many that are going to get hammered, and it will be a big problem for tech stocks, no question about it.
Yeah, and certainly many of the tech names, and I think this is particularly true when you look at the chip makers and some of the hardware companies, or Apples of the world, for example. A lot of these companies are very exposed to China. A lot of their sales, their revenue is tied to China. So what's your short-term view of the tech sector in the U.S.?
Look, I think it's going to be hurt. I think there's going to be problems because you have the second biggest economy in the world that is slowing. You have problems in terms of other emerging countries. And I think that you can't sell what people won't buy. And so if people are less likely to purchase in these markets, you're going to have problems. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities in, for instance, wearables where you have such a big set of underlying forces that are driving it, and other really good companies like Amazon, for instance, that I think will withstand it well. But overall, I think tech is going to get hit. There's a big problem that they're going to face.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Amazon, and certainly that was one of the biggest, I guess, one of the biggest gainers in 2015 when you look at the S&P winners in the stock market last year. What are your thoughts on some of these big tech names like Apple, Amazon, Facebook?
Well, look, I love Amazon. I think the leader is incredible. I think he's the modern day Alexander the Great. There's almost nothing that I think that he couldn't get into and disrupt. Fantastic leader. Apple. I think Apple, frankly, their best days may be behind them. When I look at Apple, I look at like I'm watching the management of the Steve Jobs estate. There isn't much innovation. I think they're going to have a tough time in China. I would imagine that their sales are going to be down like they were the last quarter, year over year. I think that they're going to face problems. So that's what I believe.
And what do you think about Alphabet, formerly known as Google? Because we've certainly, one of the things we've been seeing just in the last couple of days is the market cap of that company is actually closing in on Apple now.
Brilliant guys, visionary guys, smart guys. Who knows what it really means in terms of Alphabet's final traction, but the promise of what they could do, because you have such intelligent people together and really great engineers and great minds. That's what people are betting on there. I don't think anyone really knows yet. So there's a lot of speculation about what could happen because of the tremendous success that they've had with Google.
Yeah. And so my last question for you, in light of all of this, what should tech investors, what should they be doing right now at this moment, at the start of 2016? How should they be bracing themselves? Should they be stock picking or just maybe holding off from the market altogether?
I think if you're not in this tech sector, I would potentially hold off. I think if you are in the sector, I think you want to go with the real strong companies like an Amazon or companies that really have strong underlying forces. For instance, in the wearables or even the drone markets, where you're betting on the fact that the underlying forces will, even if it slows down, you have tremendous power in terms of demand that's driving it. Otherwise, I think you're going to be in for some pain.
Great. Eric, thanks for joining us today. Thank you for watching. I'm Morgan Brennan. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Downey from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Cramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.